Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Open Chair Pod. RG right here. We got Papush, we got Piolas, and today we got Jorge Casas de Humo, Casas de Humor.
Casas de Humo.
Yeah, so by today. I thought we were gonna have some barbecue, pero no hay nada de barbecue.
No hay nada.
Ni un nacho, ni nada, bro. ¿Qué pasó?
No barbecue on Mondays, bro.
Oh, the barbecue Mondays. You got a barber schedule, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
So, a ver, Papush.
So what's up, Jorge? I mean, I heard about you through my buddy Cuddy, and it was back when we used to do those Cuddy nachos or Cuddy nachos. So shout out to Cuddy. And then from there, I just kind of followed you. And then when I moved into this area, I was like, all right, I'm gonna support this guy. I'm gonna just come around and pop in and show him some love. And dude, your barbecue has been fire. But not only that, bro, you got like layers, like an onion, bro. You do a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things for the community. You got a lot of events going on. But how did all that get started? Where did all that passion, where does all that drive and
La pasión.
dedication to your community come from?
Dang, man, that's a deep.
So what was the question?
So that's a long question. So tell me from the beginning, man. How'd you get started doing this whole barbecue thing?
Dang, so I was. At the end of the day, we started because a friend of mine gave me a smoker, bro. That was it. You know, one day I had a buddy who said, "Hey, I'm getting rid of a smoker. You like to barbecue a lot. You want to get it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Before that, I used to own this little tiny, like a 30, was it like a 24-inch little Weber grill I used to use on the apartment patio. The neighbors upstairs would be like, "Oh, that guy's grilling again." He'd always be like, "Hey, what are you cooking?" But yeah, I had a buddy who hooked me up with the smoker. And I'm from Castro, and if you know Castro, there used to be a barbecue spot called Central Texan Barbecue. Shout out to Central Texan Barbecue, really good restaurant. Don, and then his boy, who's also doing Central Coast and Pizza now. So shout out to Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
But yeah, anyways, so you know, he hooked me up with the smoker. Central Texan Barbecue in Castro had closed down, and it was a spot, the only good spot that I knew you could get brisket from. And it was no longer available. So one day I was like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna try and do a brisket. You know, probably one of the worst briskets I've ever did, but I did it, you know? I think it took me like 7 hours. I cooked it so fast, and it was just like when I cut into it, dude, it was just like a rock. It was just like flat, and there was no juice coming out of it. But anyways, that's what it was, man. It was just, I had a neighbor that specifically started me with doing smoking, but other than that, you know, I was always that one guy when you would go to parties. I remember family gatherings, friends gatherings, whatever it was. I would always end up at the barbecue pit, dude. You know how there's always those 2 or 3 guys there at that barbecue pit when you do a carne asada or whatever it is. And that would always be me. I'd always be interested, be like, oh, let me go check out what they're cooking. And next thing you know, the guy in charge would be like, hey man, can you watch it for me real quick? And I'd be like, yeah, sure.
That's the guy that I was, bro.
Really? I'd be like, yeah, sure, let me check it out. You know, and an hour later, my wife would come back and you're still here? I was like, oh, the guy hasn't come back yet.
Sounds like my older brother.
Flipping the carne asada.
Tenemos visitas, síguele, bro. Sí.
All day long. But yeah, and so eventually I had a brother's friend who asked if I could cook for, I think it was like a baby shower. They wanted some tri-tip and ribs. And I didn't want to charge him at first, but it was all the way out in San Francisco. So it was kind of like, okay, I could cook, but I still got to drive over there. So, you know, we worked something out. We worked out a deal. And sure enough, man, everybody liked the food. I had a couple of people asking me for, I didn't have business cards. At that point, I think everybody was like going to my Facebook or something. And I was like, yeah, you know, if you have any questions, just reach out to Diana and let her know, and I can do something for you guys. And that's how it started. It was just, I didn't even want to do catering. I did it, you know, I put a huevo that somebody wanted me to do it. Yeah. And just out of the kindness of our heart, and they're a really good fam. So I was like, yeah, let me do it. And then I just got one call after another, and that's pretty much how it started, I would say. The whole community thing, I would say, is really my dad, bro. My dad was the one who got us all involved in community ever since we were little kids in Castroville, going to like the community cleanups. My dad would have us out there with trash bags, cleaning up the neighborhood, picking up trash all around, and that's kind of the whole origination of the community involvement, and just always wanted to, you know, give back to the community. I think that's necessary.
And make sure you do it right the first time.
Hey, try to, man. It's hard to do it right the first time.
Yep. American Little League. So, my older brother played in American Little League. I played in American Little League when I was a kid. So when I moved here, I was like, hey, if my son comes old enough, I want him to start an American Little League because that's just something I want. But dude, where did that come from? And then, I mean, are you keeping that going? Is that kind of your thing, or what role do you play in that?
Oh man, that's another one of the hats that I wear too, and that's just something that just fell on us. So my son Jorge, who is 16 now, started playing t-ball when he was 5 years old, and just because we lived on that side of town in Salinas, the closest league to us was American Little League. So I enrolled my son at 5 years old, and just it started from there, just kind of being involved as much as you could. I even got to coach. But from the beginning, the community there at American Little League was always approachable, and they were always like, hey, you should try out to be part of the board. You know, we're always trying to get people on the board. And I was, again, just because it was new to me, I never really had any thought into it. But lo and behold, you know, several years later, I was asked to come back and help out. And I went from being volunteer to being voted in as vice president to then being voted as president.
Dang.
And now I'm the president of American Little League and been so for the last couple of years. But
Muy team leader.
I'll be the first one to tell you. That a president doesn't do anything.
Ya se le subió, Piolas.
Ya se le subió.
No, thank
Ya se le
you.
subió.
It's the board, man. That's the thing about community is it is not just one person. You know, it's a group of people who come together with the right mindset. And for the last couple of years, American Little League has had some pretty good people there. And I'm just glad that they're there because, you know, they're really the ones that I tip my hat off to for, you know, doing as much as they do as well. So, but yeah, you know, so that's another thing that I do, president of American Little League, and just try and do as much as I can to provide an after-school activity or some activity to the youth in Salinas. And that's always been the thing, you know, it was there for my family, for my son, and just kind of trying to keep it available for other families and other kids is an outlet for something to do. You know, when you grow up in sports, which I grew up in sports, you kind of grew up in this kind of sense of community. You know, you're always kind of interacting with kids. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's how much you want to put into it too. You know,
for sure.
At the end of the day, but that just me personally, with my dad being involved in the community and just us being in public sports, I guess you can say. You know, that's something I just want to get back to as well.
Damn, man.
And hey, bro, when it comes to barbecuing, dude, when you first got started, did you find it? Was it family members that were eating your brisket or your tri-tip or whatever? Did you run into any? Because growing up, when I had that Weber the Weber grill, when I had the Weber grill, bro, I remember whenever we made any carne asada, the tías and the tíos be like, la quiero pero doradita.
Hell yeah!
You know, like, we wanted well done. Nah, we wanted extra well done, like fucking charcoal, you know. And if I would make any that has some, you know, that was medium rare or whatever, like, tiene sangre, like
any color other than gray.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know, this is gross, like tiene sangre. You know, did you run into any of that, or was just like, hey man, like this is the way it's gonna be, está buena y...
Let me tell you that I still run into it.
Yeah, see?
I still run into it. My mom's is the first piece in, last piece out. You know, and she's like, just leave it there for an hour longer or something. But yeah, that was actually, you know, the most difficult part, especially living in the area we live in.
Yeah,
you know, with the customers who may not be accustomed to a smoked barbecue as opposed to grilling, which is a lot faster, you know, faster style of cooking. I still have problems with chicken, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Like we do caterings, you know, for a bunch of different events, and sometimes I gotta let the coordinators know or the family that called me because they ordered chicken, like tri-tip or chicken and ribs. Chicken and ribs is pretty popular, but the chicken, you know, because we smoke the chicken, it has like a pink color to it. You know, and I'll tell people, I have ladies come up to me and be like, oh, did you see that the chicken is raw? Look, it's red. And I'm like, nah, it's red, but it's not raw, it's cooked. And then I'll even bring out my thermometer, my thermal pen, and, you know, we use thermometers, you know, we use this kind of stuff, but still it's just that mentality of if you see red, it's still raw. So it's funny, man, but it still happens. It still happens.
¿Y el Piolas por qué no está calladito, bro?
No, pero a mí la tía...
Está bien agüitado, bro.
No, estoy escuchando muy buena conversación. Pero yo te quería preguntar, ¿verdad?
Dígame.
¿Cómo se quita la cruda?
aprendiste a cocinar? ¿Quién te enseñó a cocinar?
Yo mismo.
¿O sí?
Yo mismo.
Pero, por ejemplo, tú mirabas como, por ejemplo, a tu mom o a un primo, un amigo. ¿O qué te hizo que tú querías entrar a la cocina?
Supongo que hay dos diferentes partes a la situación.
Ok.
La primera parte viene siendo el estilo de cocinar.
Ok.
Como si cocinas rápido o caliente, o si cocinas despacio y a la temperatura baja. Eso es el estilo de cocinar, ¿verdad?
¿Cuál es mejor? Para ti, tu opinión.
Mi opinión mía, yo prefiero lo que es despacio.
Ok.
Porque lo que es despacio te da chance de cocinar la carne a un tiempo más largo para que la carne se cocine un poco más suave, más suavecito. Imagínate cuando quieres cocinar un trozo de carne,
Ok.
el propósito de cocinarlo es que la temperatura le está sacando todo el agua a la comida.
Ajá.
Porque obviamente si cocinas un pedazo de carne por mucho tiempo se reseca, ¿verdad?
Ajá.
Eso quiere decir de que con la más temperatura, más agua le estás sacando a la carne.
Ok.
Pero si lo cocinas más despacio, la ventana de sacar la carne para que esté jugosa es más grande.
Ajá.
¿Sí? Pero si lo cocinas bien rápido, sí te sale bien, pero la ventana para sacar ese pedazo de carne
No.
es más chiquita.
Ajá.
¿Sí me entiendes? En vez de tener como 20 minutos para sacarla y hacer todo el pedo que tienes que hacer, en un grill, nomás tienes 3 minutos para sacarlo y dejarlo, si no se te va.
Y no se cocina bien, ¿verdad?
No se desequilibra. So, ese es el estilo. La segunda parte viene siendo el sabor.
Oh.
El sazón, pues.
Es el más criticado.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So el estilo mío, yo aprendí viendo YouTube, viendo videos, viendo otra gente cocinar su barbecue, la leña, cómo la prenden, cómo la ponen y todo el pedo así, ¿verdad? Pero luego ya cuando yo aprendí el estilo, el sabor fue algo más que yo traté de introducir de las raíces mexicanas, hay que decir.
Ok.
Lo que es el barbecue que yo hago, que es barbecue tejano, Texas barbecue, es mucho pimienta y mucha sal. Pero luego yo también le trato de adherir más sabores a especies mexicanas como, ¿cómo se dice?
Chamoy.
Dale.
Chamoy, no.
Tajín.
That's where Cuddy comes in with the Cuddy nachos, you know, pinches hot Cheetos. Pero, tratar de introducir sabores diferentes como mexicanos. Por ejemplo, hacemos birria. Pero hacemos birria mezclando los sabores mexicanos y el estilo tejano. Por ejemplo, en una birria la carne se pone a hervir en una olla, ¿verdad?
Ok.
Con agua.
Ajá.
Y así la cocinas.
Lo normal, ajá.
Lo normal.
Ajá.
Pero lo que nosotros hacemos, yo hago smoke el brisket por 15, 20 horas y luego lo pongo a cocinar con las especias, el agua y todo el pedacito. Lo cocino 2 veces básicamente.
Oh.
¿Sí me entiendes?
Sí.
So, ya cuando yo pongo el brisket a reposar en el agua, el brisket ya tiene pinches 15 horas cocinado, eso no está crudo cuando lo metes al agua. So, hacemos birria, hacemos ¿qué más hacemos? Hacemos barbacoa. So, diferentes tipos de cosas, de tratar de mezclar lo que es la barbacoa tejana o el Texas Style Barbecue y la comida mexicana.
¿Qué te dio por hacer comida? ¿O sea, desde chico decías quiero hacer comida? ¿O solamente necesidad?
Salió así de pura chiripeada, porque no era cosa de que dije, you know what, I'm gonna do catering business. Nah, I just started fucking cooking barbecue and
People liked it.
people liked it. Next thing you know, somebody asked me, hey, can you do it for my birthday party? I said, no. And then he said, really? Can you do it? I said, okay. I did it. And then next thing you know, people were like, hey, you cook for their party. Can you come to mine? Can you do my kids this and that, this? And then next thing you know, I was like, all right, well, here we are doing barbecue still.
And that's how you started?
That's how I started, and that's how we're going. And it's something I like to do now. It's something, again, it's just something that I like doing.
How often do you get out there, man? Like how many days out of the week are you getting out there?
So it's a pretty tough. The one thing with barbecue is it's a lot of prepping for the day of, and it's crazy because sometimes it can take as much as a week when you're thinking about purchasing supplies to the day of. It takes a whole week to prepare, and then in 1 hour you serve 300 people. 1 hour it's done. It's like a whole week to serve 300 people in 1 hour, and that was it. And then the craziest part is people tell me, like, you're there all day cooking, doing whatever. Like, oh man, the event's done. Oh, you get to go home. You're done.
You get to clean up.
I'm actually the good stuff is barely even started. Now it's time to go scrub and work those arms, bro. Start washing dishes. But that's pretty much it, man.
Hey, and here in this county or here in Salinas, you don't get the, hey, ¿por qué está tan cara la carne? ¿Por qué tan cara?
Okay, go to the store with me. You can see the prices, bro. You know what? It's you start with the good product, you end with a good product. So we start with good quality meat. We try and end with good quality meat at the end of the day. So if you start with cheap meat, you're gonna miss be a magician to bring it out fucking hella good. But we try and start with really good products so that we can do what we need to do and end with a really good product. But yeah, price is a challenge, especially nowadays. I'm not gonna be oblivious to it. A lot of people we're in there with them, bro. Let me just say that we're in there with them. We try and provide a product to our customers, knowing who our customers are, but at the same time trying to appeal to their pockets and be like, hey, this is good food. I know I'm not going to get rich off of one person. I know I'm not going to get rich off of one pop-up, and that is not our mentality. We're here to do as much as we can while we can for as long as we can, and hopefully something will come out at the end of the day, man. Something will come out just one day at a time, one pop-up at a time.
No, and people that know barbecue recognize that it's a long process, man, and I think that's why they go buy it. They don't want to go through the whole 15, 20 hours, 25 hours. They just want to, hey man, this is a little pricey, but I'm going to pay it because I know what I'm getting in return.
Yeah. And that's one of the, I would say that honestly, just to boast a bit, that's one of the things that just kept me going. It's weird. You're making your food. You're gonna feed somebody else, but it just doesn't really click until you see the smile. They don't even have to say anything. You just look over and they're smiling.
You feel good.
Yeah, you do. You feel good, but then it's like it's this never-ending thing of like, okay, it's good, but you just got to keep going. It can't be just good the first time.
Yeah,
it's got to be good every single time.
Got to be consistent. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I want that from a restaurant when I go, I'm pretty sure everybody else wants it from me when they come.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to give you something that's inferior. I try hard for it not to be.
And besides the YouTube and besides kind of learning on your own, have you headed out to East Coast or Texas or the Midwest, or just to get some pointers or get some ideas or kind of compare?
Yeah, no, definitely. We've gone to Texas to do a little barbecue trip. My wife and I. This was pre-COVID, I believe. It was 18, I think is when we went. So we went to Texas. We went to Austin, Texas, San Antonio. We went to a couple of different places and just got to experience what barbecue was in Texas, which is a lot different than here. There's this notion of barbecue here that barbecue has to be sauced, or it has to come in like some sort of red thing all over it for it to be good. And you see a piece of steak, and for some reason people aren't happy unless there's some sort of sauce on it. It's like, okay. Which, hey, everybody has their different tastes. We make barbecue sauce, so I'm not gonna say it's like don't eat it. But that was the biggest thing, is like enjoy the meat for what it is. Enjoy how somebody prepared it for you, how they cooked it for you, the seasoning that it has. And if you're gonna put barbecue sauce on it, great, but at least try it first how it comes to you. And if you feel that you need to add barbecue sauce, you just add barbecue sauce, why not? But that was always my thing is, all the add-ons in Texas come after. They let you put everything on it. They'll just give you everything naked as it is, just the meat by itself, and then you do what you want to do. But the other thing that we liked about it too was the style of the restaurant, and the easiest way for me to explain it to people, because it's kind of weird. It's like they're like Subways, like lunch counters. You walk up to the window, and there's a menu, and you have your plate, and you're like, let me get a pound of sausage, a pound of brisket, and this, but around here, everybody's like, let me get a 2-meat combo.
Yeah.
Let me get a sandwich. Well, obviously sandwich or whatever, but that, is like meats by the pound. So when you come up to me and you get a tri-tip sandwich at whatever, 15, 18 bucks, okay, cool. But then if you want to order a pound of tri-tip, it's like 25 bucks. Just the tri-tip. You're like, oh man, how much was the sandwich again? So that's the biggest thing. But that's the other. So everything is sold by the pound. All the sides are sold separately. Everything is just sold separately. So you just order exactly what it is that you want. But it's pretty cool, man. The atmosphere that was there, that we felt. Every single place had like free beer that you could just walk up to a chest and get a beer. Wait in line.
So is that coming for you? Casas de Humo coming out with free beer too? Or
free beer?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Hey, if you're waiting in line, just be like, we'll bring the red cups out, right?
Saca las modelos.
We'll bring the red cups out for y'all. That's what it.
Hablando de modelos, Piolas, ¿quieres una cerveza, bro, ahorita?
Oh, no, bro.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué traes?
No, hombre, esas pinches crudas. No, ya no quiero ni verlas.
A ver los ojitos, a ver los ojitos.
Ay. No,
But he's not even showing anybody his hair.
A ver, de mi hairstyle.
Ay, papá.
Let's see it.
Que se vean los cachetitos.
So if you guys
mira nada más.
So if you guys remember, Piolas and Papucho over here made a bet, and Piolas over there was all over Garcia. Papucho over here was Tank Davis.
My
Garcia.
barber right there.
Yeah. Garcia lost, and so Piolas lost. Y era
Garcia.
máscara contra caballera.
Máscara contra cabellera. García, eres un hijo de la chingada.
You look good, though, bro. You look good with the shade.
You look good.
Don't trip. Don't need look.
Con los sunglasses y
No,
todo.
so, mira.
Míralo.
Back to the 2000s.
What do you say? You look like who? Kimbo?
Kimbo, eh?
Kimbo.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Terminator.
Terminador.
Hey, but you know what?
Ya está, mira, el peso completo, ya míralo.
Este es peso completo, este no es peso pluma.
Peso completo, la peso pluma.
Hey, but didn't Ryan said that it was a piece of cake?
That's what. Well, giving up is a piece of cake, I guess, bro. I don't know, man. That guy took a body shot, bro. I've never taken a body shot like that, so I can't say nothing, you know. Pero that looked a little rigged to me, man. I don't know.
What do you think?
Either that or he went in with an injury. Do you think he went in with an injury?
I don't know. But no matter what it was, bro, the dude got knocked down in the second round. And I mean, there was points where he was turning his back to Gervonta and just letting him hit him in the body. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a boxer, but I don't want to get hit by somebody that many rounds in the body and take that much damage. My thing is yeah, he got up quick, but I think his whole decision was probably based on like, yeah, I could stand up, but can I stand up for the ref to start the count for me to fight again and say I'm fine? Because that I can do. But what I can do is I can say I'm done and stand up and just be like, hey, I'm done with the fight.
Live to fight another day.
But you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it was rigged or not, but he definitely got hit, bro, and he was getting hit throughout that fight in the body a lot by Gervonta. So yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know about rigged, but maybe he went in with an injury because we were watching all these videos talking about how Gervonta's talking about ask him about his body. Yeah, he got hurt to the body in camp, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he went in, but it's a lot of money to give up or to postpone a fight. There was too much involved already, so maybe he just went in. Who knows, man?
Did they do a whole purse thing?
Huh?
Did they that purse?
No, Tank told him he could keep it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just to keep his money.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that whole thing I've been seeing about Garcia being abandoned by his team?
That's gacho, dude.
Is that is that true? Or was
I don't know if that's normal, but I mean, Gervonta's team was there, right?
I saw a picture. I even saw a picture of I think Mayweather behind Garcia in the chairs, like over in the corner or something.
Yeah, and Ryan was just his dad, and I don't know who else was.
It was his family mostly, and then I heard Bernard Hopkins came out with like some interview on Fight Hub or something, and was talking about how he didn't need to be there because it wasn't about them; it was about Ryan Garcia, and the questions from everybody was going to be on Ryan Garcia, not on them. And I think he said some promoter was supposed to be there, not them. And I was just kind of just like, I don't know about that.
So is it normal for them to not be there?
Nah,
Or was that weird
The
for them
team's
to
usually
not be
there.
No, they're there. The team's usually there.
Because I think I had said or heard the coach wasn't even there either.
No.
You would assume at least the coach would not have any other appointments or places to go to. But
So
be
what
next
the
to
hell
his
happened?
fighter, right? You know.
He probably got paid in advance. He's like, I'm out.
I'm out. Peace.
Dang.
Yeah.
No answering any questions.
Yeah, but you know, Ryan will come back, dude. He'll be at 140, you know, and then he'll be at his natural weight, and dude's gonna still be knocking out guys, you know.
Yeah, the easy ones.
The easy ones.
Yeah, I think so. You know,
El peso completo acá.
peso completo está enojado.
PCP peso completo.
So, are you gonna be at Cali Roots this year?
Yeah. We got
Nice.
approved to be vendors for Cali Roots. This will be at the end of May, so we'll be there all 4 days. Revolution, shout out Revolution. They'll be out there Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be there Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you up on some nachos?
Are you gonna have the jelly D there or not?
Yes. Yeah, we'll have the jelly D. We'll have the jelly D. We'll have a Cuddy nacho. Shout out to Cuddy for the nachos.
Shout out Cuddy.
So for those that don't know, what's the jelly D, bro?
The Jelly D. The Jelly D. Shout out to Masa for helping us with the name and the little song for Jelly D. It's basically a barbecue sandwich made using a raspberry glaze filled donut from Christie's Donuts on LSL.
It's so fucking good, bro. It's so fun. It's so good. It's a love it or hate it.
Are you sure you don't have one in the car?
Yeah, those things are my favorite. I was there at Cali Roots and I knew you were gonna be there and you had the Jelly D and I was like, oh, I'm getting that one for sure.
So if you guys have been seeing the post on Cali Roots and the pictures of somebody eating the Jelly D, right here.
This dude right here. Yeah,
Are you sure you don't have one in the car?
Yeah, we'll be in Cali Roots this year. We'll also be at the Ink at the Bay Festival. Shout out Ink at the Bay too. They're actually going to be here in Salinas this year.
Oh, no shit. Okay, cool.
At the sports complex, along with a car show put on by Frank Calderon. They're going to have music, Banda Night by Ricky Cabrera Productions. So they're going to be out there as well. And then Rebels and Renegades, which is a new festival that Good Vibes Presents also put out. We're also the same people who do Cali Roots.
Yeah.
So they have a new festival called Rebels and Renegades. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get that one as well too. But yeah, we're going to try and do as many as we can, man.
From quebradita to country.
Yeah, that country music, bro. Yeah, it's some good stuff right there too, bro. You know.
Bluegrass.
Miren quién llegó.
Yeah.
Gozando está la quebrada.
Banda night. We go from banda night to country night.
Right?
Hey, everybody likes barbecue, bro. You gotta-
A ver, échate las de Peso Pluma. Órale.
Me levanto un baño y luego me pongo a forjar.
So what's up with the barbecue, bro? So you went to Texas and did what you did out there. So how would you compare? What do you think Texas versus California barbecue, West Coast barbecue at this point? What do you go with? I mean, we're here, but are we getting close to
It's
topping
different-
Texas barbecue?
Well,
I
it's
guess?
different styles of barbecue. Again, Texas is known for its low and slow cooking. For
Right.
the most part, from what I know, I could be wrong, but from what I know, there's a lot of offset cooking. The fire's over there, heat travels and cooks the meat in a different chamber. That's what you call offset cooking.
Yeah.
There's direct cooking, which is the grill, the coals right underneath the grate, and heats the food right on top of it. That's more of a California style. I mean, here in Central Coast, everybody always hears of Santa Maria. Santa Maria Grill, which is just cooking using red oak or oak wood, local oak wood over a charcoal grill. And then it's hot and fast. Tri-tip is really prevalent. Tri-tip, everybody likes their tri-tip. Brisket is what brisket is here to California. Tri-tip is to Texas. So you go to Texas and you ask them for tri-tip. It's getting known a lot more now. It's known as a specialty cut just because of the size of it, and again, just how expensive meat is too. They're starting to cook more tri-tip out there, but it's even here when we do brisket, people still ask what's brisket.
Oh, man.
So it takes a little teaching them what it is.
Yeah.
And they'll taste it, and it's just, totally different than tri-tip. Tri-tip has a chew to it. It has its texture. You eat a good piece of brisket, and it just like melts.
Melts away.
Just like
Yeah.
sauce. Oh, man. Let's go get some tri-tip. Let's go get some tri-tip. Let's go get some brisket.
Yes, sir. It's about that lunchtime. Huh?
So who has the better flavor? Texas or California?
Ooh. Both, man. I don't know. That's hard, dude. That's a hard thing to say. Again, it's just different because everybody has their own style to it. It would even you go to a Mexican restaurant. Tacos de asada from 3 different restaurants are going to have 3 different flavors, whether because of the spice they use, the lemons they use, the chile they use, even the meat itself. You might go to a place and it's fucking fat. Put a gordo en la pinche carne. It's like nah. And then you go to another place that got really good meat. Just again, if they start with good quality tacos, and then it'll be good. But I can't tell you, bro. I can't tell you that one flavor is better than another. That's up to you to decide, bro.
¿A ti te gusta doradita o con sangrita?
Like,
A mí me gusta. A mí me gusta andar de luz suelta. No, doradita. A mí me gusta doradita. Pero también no desprecio a la que tiene rojito. También está su juguito, todo eso está bueno.
Nice.
Está dura la cruda, ¿verdad? But wearing he kept the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
It's too bright.
That light's too bright right there. Let me tip my hat down a little bit more.
Échate, pero ayer, anoche, ¿cómo estabas? ¿Cómo te las tomabas anoche?
Échenme otra de Cornelio Reina.
So the fight ended and his drinking started?
And continued on the next day.
Todo agüitado porque perdió Ryan.
Si gana, tomo porque festejamos. Y si pierde, tomo por la tristeza.
Por la tristeza. Pinche Ryan, como me hizo perder y la nada más. Otra vez.
Was he already saying shit when on the first knockout or
Papush.
At the first knockout, he's like, oh, it's dead.
Ya valió madre.
He started going like that, like
Oh, shit.
I told my kids, they're like, no, papi. Don't shake your hand.
You should have used the shaver,
Prepared them
bro.
already for what was coming.
You should have thrown the shaver on, made it smooth. Just para echarte cremita.
Let him use a blade on you, bro.
I'll get you in there.
Yeah, I'm size.
So what's up, Casas? For those that don't know, man, well, Casas is out here. We're in Monterey County, Salinas, California, and anybody that wants some good tri-tip, some good brisket, some good just barbecue, man, in general, come hit them up. And we're usually located, man. Donde te pones?
We hop around a lot. It just we get hosted
Where can they find you?
A lot of places. But just follow us on Instagram at Casas de Humo Barbecue or Facebook Casas de Humo Barbecue, and we always post up where we're going to be at. But again, we'll be at Cali Roots Festival this year, so get your tickets. We'll be at Rebels and Renegades. We'll be at Ink at the Bay. Any other pop-ups, just follow us and you'll hit us up. We also do catering, so I know for May we're starting to get June. We do a lot of graduation parties and stuff like that, or summer parties. So we do catering as well. So if anybody has any questions, we also have a catering menu you can send out. This Friday we're gonna have a burrito pop-up.
Yeah, brisket burritos.
Brisket burrito. So tap in on your burritos before it's late, and it's at 8 a.m. I think somebody messaged me. So if you're watching this, it's 8 a.m. pickup, not 7.
Oh man,
8 a.m. Thank you.
Anything else, man? Or that's about wraps
I
it
think
up.
we're good, man. Thank you for everything you do for the community. Thank you for for keeping the league going and for bringing that fire barbecue out here and introducing this community to some brisket, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, thank you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
those watching the Open Chair Pod, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking us out. Spread the word. And Piolas, anything else, or la cruda está dura?
La cruda está muy dura, pero sí los invito a que vayan y prueben su comida. Sigan sus redes sociales. ¿Cuál es tu red social? Ahí pones todo, ¿no?
So, bueno, ahí está todo.
Ahí ponemos todo.
Ahí síganle.
Síganle. El
Spread
Piolas,
the
por
word.
siempre.
Open Chair Pod, man. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.